I also happen to think that that's where the majority of the innovation is left. Most of us probably believes that the microprocessor in our system in our PC is relatively fast enough. And it's one of the reasons why ASPs are eroding in the semiconductor in the microprocessor industry. That's why there happens to be price wars. That's why there's a lot more capacity than there is demand. And all of these characteristics are consistent with what is happening in that industry. There's a shifting of what's important. And we happen to be in an area where the importance is shifting too. And so I'm delighted to be singularly focused on this one thing. And I think NVIDIA could be tens of billions of dollars large doing this one very single thing.
This is a softer kind of questions, but I guess given your background, you're an engineer, and yet you speak in artistic ways about enabling the arts and expression, allowing artists to express themselves. As an engineer, I guess you're analytical, but yet you seem to be a gut guy. How do you strike a balance between shoring up weaknesses and playing up to your strength?
We are all the products of the people that we love and the people that have influenced us over the years. My father is an analytic, and he is detailed oriented, and he's a numbers guy. My mom is the furthest thing you could imagine from an analytic. Everything she feels her way there, and so she is all about feelings, and so I've had the benefit of being the product of both of their personalities. I'm very comfortable using my intuition. I'm very, very comfortable making decisions without any facts at all. And so it's just the comfort. However, I like to perpetually analyze and reanalyze and the decisions that I've made. I think ultimately intuition is about pattern matching. I'm a great study of industries and companies, and I love studying. I just love studying what other people have accomplished or failed, or whether it's in the foods industry or the fashion industry or the automotive industry or whatever industry it happens to be. I just enjoy learning what other people have experienced, and over time, their experiences, in fact, are very similar to the type of experiences that you will have. And so intuition is just really a matter of pattern matching. One of the most important perspectives that we had in our company, and really transformed our company, was that graphics is not completely analytical. One of the things that you can say about a microprocessor is that the math has to be exact and it has to be the same every single time. As it turns out in my business, there is no right answer for beauty. There is no right answer for the imagery I create. And so what NVIDIA has to do and what I have to do is figure out, what do we want computer graphics, what do we want images to look like 5-10 years from now? The work that we did 5 years ago is starting to be seen all over the world today with PlayStation 3s and Xbox 360s. The imagery that you're seeing today is a style that we created 5 years ago. And I use the word style because that's exactly what it is. It's a style. And we created a technology that enabled that style. And now we have to go create technologies that enables a different style. And so because we understand that our business is really at the intersection of technology and art, that perspective has really given us an advantage over the years. Whereas other companies approached it from, we build chips, we
more
realized...
of an engineering mindset, or...
That's right. We realized that we always had an artistic responsibility.
That's true. That's fascinating. I didn't know that before. I guess the Chinese would call that yin and yang, right? Combination. This is, I guess, a more technical Really impressed with your winning history beating S3, 3DFX, Voodoo. This seems to defy the stereotype that Chinese are not competitive. How can you maintain such relentless drive to win? Any life-work balance?
You know, this is an interesting question that I'm asking myself right now. We are in the single most competitive industry in all of high tech. Everybody has acknowledged that about graphics. There are 250 other companies that we've competed with in our time, all the way from IBM to Hewlett-Packard to Silicon Graphics, Sun Microsystems, to S3, Cirrus Logic, 3DFX, Rendition, Chromatic Research. The list goes on and on and on. We've competed with large, we've competed with small, we've competed with incumbents, we've competed against startups. I've competed against companies with better technology than me. I've competed against companies who are better funded than me. I've competed with every single form. And yet, on the other hand, I don't consider myself a very competitive person. I don't need to win when we go out on the golf course. I don't need to win every time we do something. If we have a dialogue,
you get a couple of extra strokes next time.
Yes, you know, if we have an argument, I don't need to win that. I don't need to win every single argument, and so I don't know where it comes from. I guess the way I look at it is, and when we lose at NVIDIA, it's okay to lose. I don't believe in the phrase "win at all cost." I don't believe that. I don't believe that winning is everything. I don't believe that either. I believe that you have to give it your best. I do believe that. I do believe that you have to have the best people give it their best. I have to be able to look myself in the mirror and say, you know, I've given everything I could at the field. Everything I could. I went to work today and I left everything there. And I'm exhausted. I'm done. I'm cooked for today. And I can't do another email today. That's when, if I can say that to myself, then I felt like I've done my job. I also find that to be good enough. If you get great people, and they have all the characteristics I described, and they really genuinely gave their best, I find that to be good enough. I can live with myself. And
that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. And so and if you're passionate about your work, why wouldn't it turn out great?
Sure.
And so I think I'm less focused on results, as it turns out, than I am focused on the process and of enjoying the process, enjoying the building process, enjoying the doing process, and I enjoy my work, and I think the results kind of just fall out from that.
Jeannie, Howard, chime in.
Well, I guess one question, are you surprised by the pace of innovation, technologically, and then on the flip side, in terms of consumer adoption?
Oh boy, thank God oh man. Do you know what is the single greatest enemy of every single business on the planet? It's called good enough. Good enough. If Windows XP is good enough, why would anybody upgrade to Windows Vista? If DVD was good enough, why would we run out to buy Blu-ray? I've just mentioned two things that I think in the audience we all kind of feel, hey, maybe it's kind of good enough, okay?
Yeah.
If the microprocessor is good enough, what are we doing running out to upgrade it, okay? So as it turns out, pace of innovation, consumers wanting more or wanting different, it saves the day. You know,
Could you time shift this back like, 10, 25 years? And, I'm a consumer, and I see emerging technologies all the time, and I look at, my iPod mini, which has a more memory, hard disk memory than my college laptop computer. There's probably more processing power in my cell phone than, a lot of the computers a decade ago.
Yeah.
Are you surprised by that side of it?